Okay, so this is the third video. Hopefully the last. I can get everything done in 15 minutes. So the next shapes are cylinders, no, I'm sorry, cones, pyramids, and spheres. So you have your formula chart. You have a pyramid. Pyramids and cones are usually kept together because they only have one base. They have a pointy top. So yeah, they have new formulas. So a pyramid. I'm just going to put total because just like the other ones, the total surface area as a base, just one this time, not 2b, but 1b, plus 1/2 p, which is still the perimeter of the base, times L. Now, L is the slant height. This 10 that goes down the face of that triangle is the slant height. There's a vertical height that is used in volume, and sometimes we're going to have to use that with Pythagorean theorem to find the slant height. But this formula revolves around the area of the base, the perimeter of the base, and that slant height. And of course, on the first question, you are given everything you need. So, three variables again, big B, P, L. Area of the base is 256. That's 16 times 16. I said 256. Let's erase that. 256. The perimeter of the base is 16 times 4. It is a square. 16 times 4 is 64. And the slant is 10. The slant isn't an edge. I'll highlight an edge. This is an edge. That is not the slant. So sometimes we're going to have to use Pythagorean theorem when we're not given explicit information, and questions to come probably. So I plug in my numbers to my equation. That is 256. Let's erase that. I'll go off to the right side. That is 256, big B, plus P times L. That's 256 plus 640. Same as the other one, you got two answers in one. You've got your total surface area, which is, what's that, 896. That's square feet. And you have the 640 lateral. Just ignore the base, the 256, and the lateral surface area is 640 square feet. Cones. Cones use the L2. Just like I told you on the formula chart, there the base is always going to be a circle. So the equation that we'll use for this one is one circle, pi r squared, plus pi times radius times slant. So I have two variables. The radius is 3. The slant is 14. And I apply my numbers. That is pi 3 squared plus pi times 3 times 14. That's 9 pi plus 42 pi. Two answers in one again. You got a total surface area of 51 pi, and you have a lateral surface area of a cone, it's 42 pi, and those are inches squared. I'm just trying to get better at labeling these things. Okay, 3. 3 is an equilateral triangle. I kind of want to skip 3, and I'll skip the problems on the homework that deal with that too. Let's go to 4. 4 is not exactly direct. I do not have the slant in looking at it. That is 2 big B plus P times L, where big B is equal to 8 times 8, which is 64. P, perimeter, is 8 times 3, which is, I'm sorry, 8 times 4, which is 32. Slant is what? Okay, I warned you on question 1 that you are going to have to do Pythagorean theorem. So if you see this dotted line triangle, that is a right triangle. So I'm just going to draw that. What I need is the slant. I know that this number is 12, that's this. And I know that this number is 4. Okay, so I do Pythagorean theorem, 12 squared plus 4 squared equals c squared. That's 144 plus 16 equals c squared. That's 160 equals c squared. So I'm going to do this the right way, guys, and I know that's annoying, but I am going to simplify this radical. Wait, yeah, because I need the slant. The slant is the square root of 160. So we'll do a quick review. We factor tree 16, 10. That's 4, 4, and 10. So I have a pair of 4s, which means the slant, as annoying as it is, guys, we're in GT. So get used to this kind of stuff. There are my 3 variables. So I'm ready to plug it in. 2 big B is 128 plus 32 times 4 squared of 2. 32 times 4 squared of 2 is 128 squared of 10. Okay. That's just 32 times 4. When you multiply a number times a radical, you multiply the coefficients and you leave the radical alone. And that's actually the answer for total surface area. So since I don't want to do decimals, trying to get you guys out of that habit for next year, that's a coincidence. 128 plus 128 square root of 10 is your total surface area. Lateral surface area is 128 square root of 10. Okay. And you can already kind of anticipate this is a cone. So that's pi r squared plus pi rl. I need the radius, which is 13. I need the slant height, which is once again unknown. That's gross. I think because I'm resting my hand on the screen, it's being silly. The slant height is unknown. So we have to take that right triangle of the cone and do 13 and 18 and hypotenuse. So 13 squared plus 18 squared equals c squared. That 13 squared is 169. 18 squared is 324. That equals c squared. I add those up. That's a 3, carry the 1. That's a 9. And that's a 3. 393 equals c squared. So I square root that. Guys, you got to do it the right way. So I square root 393. Let me double check that. I'm going to do 13 squared plus 18 squared in my calculator. 13 squared plus 18 squared. 493. I thought something looked wrong with that. Of course, because 3 plus 1 is 4. So, is 493 divisible by anything? I honestly don't know. So I paused my recording to play with my calculator a little bit, and it ends up that it's divisible by 17 and 29, but since both of those are prime, we go back, and the slant is square root of 493. So we're ready for our equation. Pi r squared, that is 169 pi plus pi times r times L. Well, pi times r times L, this is how you would write that. because it's 13 times 490 square root of 493 times pi. When you write that, you're going to do 13 pi square root of 493. You don't want to put the pi at the end because people looking at it may not be able to tell whether the pi is under the radical or not. So you always have it in this form, 13 pi. Just like if it was a variable. If it was 13x, you would say 13x square root of 493. And that's the answer. You cannot combine 169 pi plus 13 pi. So I'm just going to copy that answer. Total surface area is 169 pi plus 13 pi square root 493. And the lateral surface area is just that back part, 13 pi square root 493. So you see what you're going to end up having to do. I'm going to do, I don't think I need to do any more. I think you guys understand, I hope that. This one you're going to have to do Pythagorean theorem to find the slant. L is missing. This one you're going to have to do Pythagorean theorem to find the slant. Or you would have to do those. I'm not sending you the copy of these. And then number 8 is a sphere, easiest part of this. And I have about 3 minutes left, so this won't take long. Formula for a sphere is 4 pi r squared. It's that simple. So it's 4 times pi times 6 squared. That's 4 times 36 pi. There's no lateral surface area, so it's just 4 times 36, which is 144. Nothing different on number 9. Number 9 here, radius is 9. 4 pi r squared, 4 times pi times 9 squared. That's 4 times pi times 81. And you get 324 pi. Okay, I think that is where I'll stop for this week. I'm going to post this video. I'll post the blank pages of this so that you maybe want to print it, copy it down, unless you just want to watch the video while you do the homework that I assigned to it. So that's it. Hope you guys are doing okay, and hopefully we see each other soon.